Well, good morning, everybody. This is leaving day. I'm Game Time Brian. Welcome, welcome, welcome. This video is specifically for Brad Harris, who requested my full 7-round mock draft. I literally just did it. Didn't take. This draft represents what I think the Cowboys not best case scenario. I think this represents what I think they're going to do. I don't know if it'll be this good, but I traded up. I traded down. I traded down twice and traded up once. Okay, I ended up with 7 picks, but I was able to move around. I gave away some future. I got some future. Not a big deal. We have a lot of picks coming up. Again, this is what I think how the results are going to be. I'll take a snippet and put it up on a Twitter or X, formerly known as Twitter. But I wanted to do a video this morning. I will disclose who the Cowboys are going to take. I'm going to stick with the theme, people. I will. But I'll be leaving here as I record this video. It's right around 8 o'clock. Just about ready. You can never be like really ready, right? Because when you pack as much stuff as I'm taking, it's kind of ridiculous. But you never know, right? You never know. You got to be prepared. Detroit is cold, so then all of a sudden now your packing is that much heavier. So, but I got to leave here in a little less than 2 hours to go with the rental car. Come back here, load it up, and then hit the road to Virginia, which is it's literally on the other side of Washington, D.C., about a 3-hour drive from me, where I meet up with Mark and Chef David Wiley, where we are rolling. Wheels are up 5:36 tomorrow morning. So I'm getting very excited for that. But, just sitting back and thinking, man, is it quiet on the Dallas front? Is it quiet? How quiet is it? The Dallas Cowboys are so quiet that I feel like something's going to happen. I brought the lollipops to throw at Mark Holmes. If God forbid Dak gets traded, or I don't think Dak's getting traded, people. So I'm just saying. But with Jimmy Johnson now in the fold, people go, oh, well, Jimmy's not in fold. Yeah, I have multiple people. I'm not saying he's making every pick, but I'll be curious to see if he's there. I don't know if he's allowed to contractually be there, but as a consultant, I'm sure he has a deal with Fox that he can do whatever he wants, as long as it doesn't interfere with his TV gig, which is not even full-time anymore, I don't believe. But as I sit here, I got a text from my buddy, Ultra Cowboy. I'll be meeting up with him. He's got a book for me. I really appreciate that. I'm going to be bringing the key fob. It's coming with me. Dallas Cowboy key fob I got. It's coming with me, baby. It's coming to Detroit. Yes, it's got our 5 Super Bowl wins on the back. If we ever win another one, I'll have to find a spot to put it on there, and we'll get an engraving, maybe on the back plate somewhere. But I appreciate everybody. And just remember, if anybody wants to join the channel, be like a member. I think we're up to 9 or 10 members. It's $4.99 a month, $4.99 a month. That allows you to take part in the Zoom call, which I'm trying to perfect. It's my internet. The first 2 not so successful, but I think I got it. I got to reset my internet early enough, between my wife and her business, my boys upstairs playing their video games. I need to reset it periodically and then start it to make sure it's good before I go right online. But be that as it may, the big question is, and this is this is where I struggle. I struggle with is Dallas going to draft a center or reach for a left tackle? Okay, I saw Tyler Smith. Now, listen, I don't care. If we think I want to trade down, that opens up doors for us that I don't think would be able to be opened up for by drafting a receiver. Now, in my mock, I really wanted to find a way. Well, we'll get to that, and I'll explain my thinking through each pick. We got to decide, have they even talked to Tyler Smith? I know we've seen Tyler Smith play left tackle his rookie year. He did good. I wouldn't say it was great. He did good. It wasn't as bad as everybody was expecting. That's why we think he did good, because coming out of college, Tyler Smith, he was a holder and a grabber. He would get out of position and use his arms, which is a common thing. Now, I think he's way further along. He is such an athlete. I was wrong on Tyler Smith. Didn't know the guy as much as I heard some things about he's a penalty machine in college. So what do you think? If the guy's a penalty machine in college, you would think that would translate into the pros. Well, it hasn't. So, but my friend Ultra Cowboy, who I'll be meeting up with in Detroit, him and his wife, he has and he's right in what he says. He's 100% right. The good teams don't usually draft offensive linemen in round one. Okay. Look at the latest Super Bowl champions, right? Look how good Jason Kelsey was for the Eagles. He was a late round pick out of Cincinnati. Jordan Mailata didn't even play football until late in life. It's like, Dallas teams of the 90s, they never drafted offensive line in round one. But what's the one thing our team does do well is draft offensive linemen in round and draft receivers in round one. Linebackers, it's been hot. It's been hit or miss. Edge rushers, hit or miss. The corners, definitely hit or miss, right? We moved up for Mo Claiborne. We took Terrence Newman. Safety, Roy Williams. Okay. Quarterback, we always hit in round one. We've only had, as far as I remember, we had Roger Staubach, right? I don't know if he went in round one. I believe he did, but put it in the comments. And obviously Troy Aikman. So I agree with Ultra in there. You want your quarterback in round one. Well, okay, I'm not saying anything negative about Dak, but we do have a number 2 overall pick here, okay? We have a number 2 overall pick. His name is Trey Lance. He's been often injured, but man, does he have everything you want in a quarterback. He just needs to develop. I wish we had him for longer. Who knows? Maybe Dallas can work out a deal with him before the season. Maybe just a couple-year deal. Throw him some real money. They did throw him some money for this year. He's making $5.4 million. Not bad. That's not a bad deal. So, I just don't like having all of our stuff just hanging out, flapping in the breeze, so to speak, not having anything going forward. Now, how is this team going to respond to everybody on a 1-year deal? That's their idea of all in. It's not something I would think that would be considered all in, but it is what it is. It's just going to be interesting because if they take a center with the number 24 pick, then who's going to play left tackle? Somebody we get later in the draft? Okay. Just remember, we drafted Akeem Richards out of North Carolina last year. I have no idea his progress. All I do know is Akeem Richards could not get on the field last year. They'd rather go out there with Chuma Edoga. Now, I don't know if that's a Mike McCarthy thing where he wanted a veteran who stinks. Sorry, Chuma. You almost got that killed. But we couldn't get our 5th-round draft pick at left tackle. Now, we have Matt Waletzko, who's making strides. Because did they even talk to Tyler Smith to see if he wanted to move out to left tackle? Just like, Zach Martin. He does not want to play right tackle. The one time he played it because he wanted to help the team out, he hurt his knee. It's a different it's a different position to do. I would rather leave Tyler Smith at left guard, but I don't see how that's going to happen. The one thing in this scenario, Graham Barton wasn't on the board. I think Graham Barton may be able to play left tackle. You would have options. The best possible pick for the Cowboys would be Graham Barton because you could plug him and play him at center, right? You could try him at left tackle because he played his first, I think his first year in college, he played center and then he played a little tackle, then he went to guard. He's a big boy. He's athletic enough. So he may be able to play left tackle. And then you have TJ Bass or Brock Hoffman to play center. TJ Bass is going to be Zach Martin's replacement. Who knows how the draft's going to go? You know how hard it is to do a 7-round mock draft and to come up with names for the Cowboys? But I did it. So I'm not going to make this video very long, but I just want everybody to ask themselves a question. I don't know if it's going to go this way. There's so many question marks. People say, well, Dallas is very predictable. They need this. They need that. They do need these things. But I don't know that other teams really give a crap what Dallas does. I think everybody, I know one thing is for sure. I think the Eagles are going to trade up for Terry and Arnold. And with all due respect, I love Kenyon Mitchell better. So we shall see. Maybe I'll be throwing Twiz a lollipop. Arnold's good, but Arnold's small. And remember, Arnold played on a team that was stacked. They weren't as good as they normally were, but Terry and Arnold played opposite Kool-Aid McKinstry. But that defense has a lot of pros in it, you know? So it'll be interesting to see if they trade it. I would rather, and this goes out to my Eagles subscribers, if I were you, I'd rather, if he's in the low teens, around 12, 13, 14 at the, 15 at the latest, somewhere in there. If Jared Verse is on the board, I think that's who you need. I think you are in bed. You got Keely Ringo. Okay, I'm not a huge fan of Keely Ringo, but he's young. You got the two veterans. Who says you have to draft a corner in round one? There's a guy that I really wanted. I'm going to let it out of the bag. I could not get him in this mock draft unless I would have reached for him. I wanted Kyrie Jackson out of Oregon in the worst way. So remember that name. If we could somehow get Kyrie Jackson, man, I'll be excited. But I ended up going with the D tackle because it was either the D tackle or hope that Kyrie lasts, that he went a couple picks before my 139. I think that's 4th round or 5th round. I don't know. I think it's 4th round. So, Eagles have plenty of picks in this draft. I personally think Eagles should probably stick and pick because they need all their draft picks. They have, 8 draft picks, but they have a lot. They have 2 number 2s. Man, that's dangerous. Get yourself a linebacker and get yourself a corner there or a wide receiver because I think A.J. Brown is not long. I saw a mock draft. Well, this particular mock draft, the Eagles got Edgerrin Cooper and Pearsall out of Florida. That would be a nightmare for me personally because I love Pearsall. Edgerrin, he's good. He's the best. He's considered the best linebacker. But as far as linebackers go, there's a lot of them. So, I would love to. I'm going to say it one last time. Dallas, do not look at the names. I didn't trade out of the first round here, people, because I don't think that they're going to be able to. I don't think they're going to have the stones to go away from this particular player. Graham Barton was not on the board. Well, he was, but he's not going to be. So, I'll keep it 100. Graham Barton was there, but I could have taken him, but I don't think he's going to be there. He will not get by Steelers, Miami. He's not going to get by there. Let me see full results. Yeah, he will not get by Steelers, Miami, Bengals. But in a perfect world, we can get Graham Barton. This is how I think the Cowboys are going to draft. Okay. Now, just remember, when we have, soon as the draft is over, Dallas will have the list of all their 30-day, all the guys that are on their board that have not been drafted. They will reach out to and they will pay top dollar. They're always the most expensive. They spend more money than practically anybody else after the draft bringing in this talent. So here, let me show you what I did. Wait. I got to switch the, let's see here. Is it over here? No. Yeah, I got to switch up the thing real fast. There we go. There it is. That's what we did, people. What happened was I took Jackson Powers Johnson. I could not go away from that. I've been predicting it. I think when they're on the board, it was Guyton, Sua Matea, Edgerrin Cooper, Byron Murphy was gone. I went with Jackson Powers Johnson. I did not trade in the second round. There's where there's smoke, there's fire. I would not do this, but I'm predicting what the Cowboys are going to do. They stuck and took Jonathan Brooks. Okay. Now next, I moved up slightly, or did I? Yeah. Yes. Or I moved back slightly. And I got a Trevin Wallace in the third in order to get 113. Okay. So I was able to move back. I was able to get 113 and 139. My original trade was I moved back for Trevin Wallace, the linebacker out of Kentucky. And then I moved up for McKinley Jackson. Okay, I got some assets that I used. I used a pick in next year's draft to come back up to get our defensive tackle or trash can full of dirt that they brought in. I also moved up. Now, some people I know Dane Brugler has him projected as a guard, but they brought Matt Gonzalez in. He played he played tackle at Pitt. He could play right tackle here. After Zach Martin retires, and you could play him at right and slide Turnstile in the right guard. Okay, if under this scenario, the Tyler Smith goes out to left tackle, then you put T.J. Bass at left guard, and let's ride. Matt Gonsalves, and then the last two picks, I just stuck and picked. I took Nathaniel Watson. I know it was tough for me to take either Nathaniel Watson or who else was I looking at the time? I was looking at, Nathaniel Watson. And I think the guy out of Temple went undrafted. So the linebacker out of Temple went undrafted. So they brought him in. I can't think of his name all of a sudden. But anyway, the linebacker out of Temple, very, very comparable to Nathaniel Watson. Nathaniel maybe is an inch taller, kind of taller, skinnier guys, but you could put some weight on them. But they're like special team aces, sideline to sideline type guys. And with the 244, our last pick in the draft, I took a flyer on Sam Hartman. Okay, it's a quarterback. They need to have 4 quarterbacks. Okay, if it's not Sam Hartman, I think it might be somebody else. But depending, when you get to the 7th round, you're really grasping at straws. But that's it. Jackson Powers Johnson, Jonathan Brooks, Trevin Wallace, McKinley Jackson, Matt Gonsalves, Nathaniel Watson, and Sam Hartman. Now, when you come out of a draft, I could tell you right now, Jackson Powers Johnson will be a starter. Jonathan Brooks, I think he'll be a starter. I mean, he will be when he's healthy. He had the ACL. I expect him to be ready to go by the start of the season. But whether he starts game 1 or not, I don't know. But he'll be a starter. And Trevin Wallace, I think he's definitely going to be a starter before the year is out. So McKinley Jackson will definitely be a rotational piece, and he'll probably start at the at the beginning of the year because, again, is our D tackle, Mozzie Smith, going to be ready? He had that real serious shoulder surgery. So there it is, people. I'll take a picture and put it on Twitter. But as a matter of fact, I just got a text from Mark. One day closer, people. Everybody's excited. It's draft day, right? Whether you're a Cowboy fan, whether you're a Commander fan, whether you're an Eagle fan, whether you're a Giant. Well, I don't know about the Giants. The Giants are thinking about taking a quarterback, which leads me into my next thing. You believe that J.J. McCarthy is rumored to go number 2 overall? My God, what are we doing, people? These quarterbacks get elevated. Let me know who you think should go to the Washington Commanders. Who do you think should go to the command? Lead commander? I want to hear from lead commander. You're always in my chats. I appreciate you. You always say kind things, even though we're the enemy. In theory, you know how that goes. Who do you want and who do you think they're going to take? Lead commander. Leave in the comments. Who do you want as quarterback and who are they going to take? I think they go with, I hate to say it, even though I mocked them, Drake May. I'm going to stick with Drake May. The rumors are false with J.J. McCarthy. I say they go Drake May because of Lincoln Riley, the new offensive coordinator. But that's it for me, people. I will have content as I hit the road. I'll drop videos throughout my trek to Mark's house, and we're going to be doing a live stream on Mark Holmes' channel tonight from his man cave. So with that being said, hold on, let me find it. Oh, it's not working. Bye-bye, bitch. Let me find the one I'm looking for. Listen, here it is. I found it. We can only hope that this man has something to do with the draft. And I'll talk to everybody a little bit later. Take care. How about them Cowboys? Yeah! Late.